Hello, my friends, my crypto enthusiasts, crypto aficionados. Welcome to CryPto2EARN and the new series of videos, your daily crypto digest. The idea here is I will troll through the internet and find what the greatest minds, or at least the most influential minds in this field, are saying today. I will go to places like Espacio Crypto, Bitcoin al Día. This is a Spanish page I've been following for over a year now. There are other very influential YouTubers like Lark Davis. There's also Crypto World Josh there. There is Elliot from the US. And I hear you scream, oh, cheat, cheat, copy, copy. But the word is actually plagiarism. And I have thought about it, and I've had to actually investigate a little bit about what plagiarism is. And here are two definitions of plagiarism. According to the Merriam-Webster Online Dictionary, to plagiarize means to steal and pass off the ideas or words of another as one's own, to use another's production without crediting the source, to commit literary theft, to present as new and original idea or product derived from an existing source. So clearly, this is not what I'm doing. I am absolutely giving acknowledgement to the sources I am using. I am just distilling or summarizing what has been said in these topics on the day. There is another one from the Oxford, to the Oxford students, a definition of plagiarism. And to them, they say plagiarism is presenting someone else's work or ideas as your own, with or without their consent, by incorporating into your work without full acknowledgement. All published and unpublished material, whether in manuscript, printed, or electronic form, is covered under this definition. Plagiarism made intentional or reckless or unintentional. So clearly, I just wanted to leave that clear that I am not plagiarizing. I'm actually just summarizing for you, doing some of the legwork to bring together what are the most salient points of the day in terms of crypto. So let's start. Let's see what Miguel from Espacio Crypto had to say. And I prepared a little slide here so that we make it much more visually easy. So in today's video, he comes in quite heavy, yes, heavy on the state of affairs with the markets falling. He saw the DAX come down by 2% on Friday and another 2% at the time of the video. The Dow Jones and the SP 500 all in dangerous territories. And for that, we also have some graphs here. So we can see SP 500, yes, 2 days of very heavy falls. The DAX similarly has just fallen off these support lines. The UK FTSE, same again. The Dow Jones, I think you've all seen this, but Miguel makes it very clear that this is a dangerous territory when all the markets are falling. The Nasdaq similarly. This is a Spanish IBEX index, and so this is how he's coming through on his video. He's proposing a support line for the Bitcoin at 44,400, and it could fall down to 40,000 or so. But as we can see in today's situation, is already falling right through that. We got the 44,000 line was around here. And as we can see, we're now down to the 43,000. He suggests there might be an absolute bottom further down here in the 40,000 region. Continuing, it's very clear that the time will actually settle everything again, that the investors, when they actually link the markets and Bitcoin, is because they're actually working through emotions, that actually logically the problems that we're having in the markets should actually give more credence to Bitcoin. But yes, if decisions are made emotionally, then we might actually take all the money out. It just feels kind of safe, he was saying, to have the dollar in your pocket, although it's devaluing day by day. But when you panic, what you go back to is the dollar or the cash. On the positive side, he sees it as a very good opportunity to accumulate. Yeah, for anybody who's actually missed the last few dips, and here is another opportunity to buy at a cheap price. Yeah, and continue with the DCAs. Just for the next few days, we can actually buy small amounts as if the Bitcoin keeps on dipping. Then he also talks about the dominance, which the dominance of Bitcoin, which again it is understandable that if the altcoins are going down, then the dominance will be going up, and it has been doing so in effect. Yes, it's actually gone up for the last few days, especially in the last day. It's gone up significantly here. We move on to then he moves on to the the altcoins, and he goes through in quite detail through a lot of the usual altcoins that he reviews, and he makes a point at Dot, saying that this could be like the canary in the mine, that when Dot actually picks up, then this could be a sign that things are already picking up. And then he also makes a point of Link being in a good position to bounce quickly, and a few others, but these are the ones that just came to mind. And again, if we go back to this graph here, we can see that Dot, which I have here in my favorites, actually has kind of stayed there while the Bitcoin has been going down. Dot, this is in the 4-hour period, so this is 16 hours, and Dot has actually held quite well here. And similarly with Link, if we look at Link here, this is all against BTC. Yeah, Miguel works everything against BTC. He's always just, I think the philosophy is quite right, which is that you were looking at accumulating Satoshis, not dollars. So everything is done against Bitcoin. So for Link, again, it held quite well for the whole, most of the day. The video that it did was around here, I guess. And now actually it's probably also falling through the pressure in this case. But that was, yeah, this morning, the video. Um, I think the bottom line with Miguel is like, we just have to wait and hodl. In fact, he says that if you already got your bag of Bitcoin, then the best thing is just to switch on the computer and wait for 2 weeks. Everything will come to pass as things do. Then moving on to our friend Lark. He's always very bubbly, and in this case, is no exception. He's very bullish about the whole Bitcoin thing, and he comes up with a few interesting ideas. So Lark from New Zealand, he's he starts the video looking at the 200 daily average, which in the previous videos which I've watched also he mentions the cross of the 50-day and the 200-day, which is a very important crossing, which if you go back to the last 5, 6, or 7 times that it's happened, is actually been a sign for a very bullish time. Obviously, this is what's happened now with Evergrande. Is going to be one of these black swan situations that will be, yeah, recurring theme through all these YouTubers. So yes, the 200 DMA is actually now being pierced, and the Bitcoin is going right through it. So that was the opening of the video, which is again why you might be saying Bitcoin falling. WTF, you need to know. He's again, he's always bullish. He was always looking at accumulating more Bitcoin, and he says that he has an order there at 42,500, which is out for a long time. He doesn't know whether it's going to be filled or not, but if it gets filled, he gets more Satoshi. If it doesn't get filled, then Bitcoin is pulling up. So either way, he's on a win-win, which is a very good strategy, I guess. Then he also mentioned the September prophecy, which apparently every September month has been a red month for I don't know how many years back, and that's this year. September was looking very good, but now with this situation that we've got with the markets going down, then he wonders whether we're going to fulfill the prophecy again of being a red month. Q3, he's still expecting 100K by the end of the year, which a lot of these influencers do. But he actually says that the last 3 cycles, or the last 3 halving, Q3 has actually seen, or this period, this Q3 after the halving, has seen a 300 increase in the last 3 times. So that, if it were to happen, it would put us on track to over 200,000K. But again, he's more realistic, saying that he expects 100K by the end of the year. And then very interesting, he mentions that we should have a plan. I mean, we all have a little bit of crypto. And if we remember from 2017, a lot of people had a lot of money in theory, but then they never pulled it out. And a friend of mine also used to say, when I used to say, oh, I've got, X amount of dollars or euros, and he says, do you have it, or is it all, on paper or in in a blockchain? And it's true, until you pull it out, until you take it out, then you really don't have it. So in a very poetic way, he says that you've got to have a plan. Failing to plan is planning to fail. So very true. Yeah, we need to be thinking, what are we going to do in the next 3 months? What are we going to do when it hits 60,000 again? What are we going to do when it hits 90,000? What are we going to do if it hits 100,000? I think that's something to bear in mind, and actually have it in your mind before we see the bull run like in 2017, which I lived very closely. Then he brings up three news stories: the infrastructure bill in the US, which is being postponed or it's been delayed again, the tapering of the Fed news that we should know very soon, maybe next month, whether the decision is going to be from the Fed, and the Evergrande story of China, yeah, with the Hang Seng. It's actually gone down by 4%, and a lot of people are saying this is going to be the Lehman Brothers of China. But as usual, he's very bullish, and it's always nice to hear Lark. So then we move on to another of my favorite YouTubers, who's actually Josh. He's very technical. He will go through great detail on the graphs, and in this case, he did so as well. He was going through saying how he did see this dip happening, and he goes back to his previous videos when he showed this. So he's basically saying, let me see if I can show it here in the graph. He's basically showing that where's my that he could see that in the same way that we have this wedge here, something like this, and this wedge here now, more recent one, and then the break from the wedge in this direction, then he would say that he saw how then it was going to fall down here, from here to here, and from here to here. So this is what he explains in his video. He also talks interestingly about the longs and the shorts. Here, longs are up and shorts are down. You can also see this in our graphs here. So yes, so the longs, these are the shorts, which have actually, yeah, if you look at it in a lot of detail, then the shorts have gone down and the longs are going up. And then he makes a point that this could be dangerous because we could get to a situation where we have a a long squeeze, yeah. As the if it keeps on going down, then all the longs will actually be closed, all the positions in long will be closed, and there might be some liquidations there, which would create the opposite effect what happened last time when the shorts were all liquidated. So that was just briefly what he came up with. And then finally, we're going to look at another favorite of mine, which is Elliot from the US. And he's really having a little bit of a argument with a colleague, another YouTuber, which is Big Boy Crypto. Yeah, when Big Boy Crypto is actually saying apparently that the market or the bull run is over, that within 2 weeks after 27th of September, this will be the end of the cycle. And Elliot argues vehemently that this is not the case, and he comes up with a lot of arguments or a lot of points to actually debunk this theory of BitBoy crypto. So he says that one of them, for example, is that Bitcoin cycles are not necessarily, or the previous ones are not necessarily going to show us what the future is, as things have changed radically from 2017 and from 2013, so that it's no longer so influential, the previous cycles. Bitcoin is a bet against the inflationary dollar, which is really what we now have with all this printing that's been going on since 2008. Then the tapering will, if the tapering is actually going to start later this year, that will be like a black swan event, which, yeah, could actually bring the Bitcoin to short bull run. But then he says that there are also white swan events. Okay, the Evergrande is another negative thing that's happening in the economy right now, and that the economy is in between a rock and a hard place. But the spending will probably continue because the rich people are getting, all their assets are being valued for more, and the people not so rich are actually getting a lot of help from the government. That's the take from the US. But then on the positive side, there is if the Bitcoin ETF comes through as expected in October, then there could be a possible $1 trillion influx of money coming in. And as we know, the market capping is not directly correlated to the money that comes in because there is the effect of price going up at the same time as the money coming in. So he's even mentioned that there could be like a $10 trillion market cap by the end of the cycle. So talking of the white swan events would be this ETF or a green flag event. Yeah, still plenty of bull run to go. He says the whales want another glorious pump. He says, and his plan for Q4 is to put more money into the DeFi like Avalanche, Solana, the games and NFTs. But very interesting, I found is that he says that his main stash of Bitcoin he will not touch, he will hodl, and he even says that some of the wallets he has, he pretends he's forgotten or lost the password so they cannot get to them. So this is a summary of what really has been said in the last day or over some of the influencers on YouTube. Um, I hope you liked the video. If you did, then please give it a thumbs up. And then if you would like the channel to continue grow and do more of these videos, then please subscribe. And finally, you can ring that bell to be notified as soon as possible when the next video comes out. Thanks for listening, and we'll speak to you very soon. Ciao, ciao.